How simple is it to change your life today? To lose the 25 pounds you've been talking about losing for a decade, to go play with your kids in a way that's formative and foundational to their life and their health, to feel better at the beach this summer when you're out there and you know you're looking your best. How easy it could be by sleeping more, by moving more, by hydrating more, and then adding some strength training and exercise as you have time. It's a game changer. It's a life changer. And it's something that I think for me has really made a major difference. Having conversations about health is astonishing to me because it usually comes down to such simplicity and functional, foundational things that we can do that can change everything. So I had an amazing conversation today with someone on health. And when you start talking about health, so many people have goals and they set these goals for themselves that are astronomical. They might pick something that, they want to lose 25 pounds, or they want to be able to have a certain summer body. Maybe it's they want to be able to play sports with their children while their children are still young. And maybe it's they're playing sports and they want to be at a higher level, and you want to make sure you're maximizing your performance. Whatever it is, we all have different goals when it comes to our health. Maybe it's just surviving. Maybe it's you're unhealthy and you're sick and you need to fix something. Maybe it's autoimmune disease is holding you down. Like, these are all the things that people are completely consumed with when it comes to health. What I'm always amazed at is how the simple foundation of a couple of items can set you on a path for success and can catapult you to 10x your results, even if all those things are in existence, even if all those goals are maybe uniquely different. One might be high performance, one might be survival. But here's the thing. In this conversation we just had, we talked about the foundation of success for health. Foundationally, number one is sleep. It's mandatory to get great sleep. It is important to be aware enough that you know you're getting great sleep. Now, I wear this Whoop. I've been wearing it since 2019. And the number one takeaway I had is that I wasn't sleeping enough. Half of the problems that I was having because of the fact that my body was not recovering. Now, was it only sleep? No, it wasn't only sleep. Was it stress and lots of other things? Absolutely. But here's the key. The minute I started sleeping better, the minute I started making better decisions, my decision fatigue was going down. I increased my sleep by really hours. I mean, I was probably averaging between 5 and some change and maybe 6 hours on a good night. And I changed that to where I'm averaging between 7 and 8 hours or more now. I rarely get above 8 and some change, but between 7 and 8 hours is consistent. That is a magnificent difference. And the difference that I've seen in my health, in my ability to manage stress, in my performance, everything that I do, sleep makes better. My wife has been telling me this for years, as she's an early bedtime person, has never had a problem with getting enough sleep. But the reality is, part of it was I felt like I wasn't getting enough time to myself every day. So I would find myself staying awake and losing more and more time in mindless garbage, whether it's scrolling on your phone or watching a show or trying to get one more project done. All these things are useless compared to the power of sleep. The other one is hydration. The simplicity of hydration and just being fully hydrated when your body is so much water, and yet so many people are dehydrated on a regular basis. Guess what? Headaches go away. Joints start working better. Everything is better when we're hydrated. Having a little bit of electrolytes and focus on drinking enough water and being fully hydrated, not just drinking water, but drinking the right kinds of liquids to make yourself feel better, is a foundational setting for your body. It's like restarting your phone. Like, you know that this is needed, and we just forget. And so focusing on hydration has been a really big win. The next one is movement. So what does it mean to move? One Lent, for 40 days, I decided that I was going to walk over 10,000 steps a day. And I don't know why this is so difficult for me. I work a lot. I have lots of projects that I do. I'm on the go. So I do get a lot of steps in. But on days where I'm sitting in front of the computer or doing a ton of Zooms, I'll look at my watch and I'll be well below that 10,000 number. So for the 40 days, I focused heavily on it. And the 10,000 became 11, and 11 became 12, and 12 became 13. And I was building off of that every day. And I was recognizing the fact that the more I moved, the better I felt, the stronger I was. So I'm sleeping better. I'm hydrated. I'm actually getting more movement. And the movement makes you want to eat better. It makes you want to hydrate more. It makes you want to do all these things because it's so simple. And so it's like, so many times we think of all the things that we could be doing differently to hit those goals I started this conversation out with, which is, how do I get better performance in the sport I'm playing? How do I lose weight? I got to lose that 25 pounds. How do I play better at whatever I'm trying to do? It doesn't matter what your goal is. The reality is, if you're sleeping better, you're hydrating regularly, you're moving more, and last, you're focusing on some level of exercise. I think the movement is coupled with exercise, but I think strength training is really a major benefit. I have focused heavily on strength training in my life, and throughout the last several years especially, even though I always exercised and I always worked out, I didn't consistently do it in a way that allowed me to be stronger. I'm going to rephrase that. I'm going to go back on this just for a second so you can redo this one. I had a personal trainer for a decade and worked out 3 to 4 times a week, and it was life-changing for me. And I set the discipline and the foundation for the rest of my life. And so I still needed to add more movement. I needed to add more steps, but I was getting the exercise. And when you couple it with all those other things, health can really be simple. Now, I was having a conversation with someone who is a bodybuilder and who has done amazing things in health and fitness. And we were getting into topics like peptides and biohacking. But so many of those things came down to, yes, they are new and innovative, NAD, IVs, all these things that you could be doing. But there are simple things we can also be doing, like grounding, just taking off our shoes and getting in the grass, walking in the grass to reset the body, to heal the body, the right kind of linens on your bed. You know, the level of frequency that we walk around with that can be reset if we just focus on some simple things. I think I watch my sons, and they're both athletic, and they're both focused on healthy eating, focused on healthy patterns. All these things are things that my wife and I have modeled throughout their life. But it's never too late. You are right where you're supposed to be. So today, if you find yourself wanting to change, start with a little bit of sleep. Grab a Whoop or grab an Oura Ring or whatever it is that's going to track it, and start holding yourself accountable. Hold yourself to the standard that you know you're supposed to be at. If you saw the standard I hold myself to, I'd be embarrassed, because it's a high, high level. I am constantly focused on getting better. I am constantly focused on putting more of myself out there to get better at the simple things, and then to deliver for the people I serve, whether it be work, whether it be family, whether it be in my relationship with my wife, anything. I just want to get better every day. And it starts by doing the little things. So maybe that helps, but in a health conversation, in a great podcast, that's an unbelievable topic that sometimes gets so complicated and yet can be so simple. So that's the takeaway for today.